In this video, let's take a look at how we can use the segments MSeg and the project section here to create a global sidechain effect. So what I've got here is an e-kick sample. There's a pad, a lead sound using arpeggiation, and a bass sound. And it sounds like this. So you get the idea. Now I want to create a modulator using these segments, and it's going to be sidechaining the rest of the tracks and using the e-kick as the source. So let me show you how this is done. So over here on my project section, you just need to click here to reveal the modulators. Then I'm going to go over here and open up the segments. And now with the segments, I need to modulate something. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to modulate this volume. So I'm going to turn down the volume on the pad over here. So you can see that that's got some volume changes. If I solo it, it's following that MSeg. But what if I want this to follow the kick instead of using this modulator and this instrument as a source? Well, to do that, what I need to do is make sure that I've selected this instrument over here. And then on the instrument track on the left pane over here, you've got these little boxes over here. So this is showing you the instrument. This is showing you all the filters and parameters that have been mapped. And then over here you can select your track input. So for the track input going into this instrument, I want to select the e-kick. So now each time this kick plays, if you just look here, there's a kick on every eighth note. And if I go back to this instrument and I play back now, you can see that the kick is triggering this. But to make this more like a typical sidechain, what I want to do is make this a one shot. I want to change the timing to an eighth note. And then I want to go in here and just change the shape of this curve. So instead of having these points over here, I'm going to remove them. I'm going to click here, and I've created this exponential down curve. I can hold down Option and change the shape. So you can hear that's creating a sidechain effect. And what I can do is I can go back onto this quad synth and just increase the level of modulation that's happening. Now, how about checking this out on the memory lead? So the beauty of having this projects modulator here is now that I can just click on this and modulate the volume of this polymer synth, which is my lead sound. So I'm going to pull that down as well and just solo it and hear back. Go into the curve shape and change the shape down. I could even make the timing shorter. So let's say we're into 16th notes. That's a lot faster. And if I will go over here and I make quarter notes, but I think it works quite well on eighth notes. So I'm going to leave this at eighth notes. And now let's move over onto this bass. So taking a listen to it, we've got this. But I can click over here and modulate that output as well. So basically what we're creating is a sidechain effect where we've got ducking that's happening on the output levels of the instruments, and it's using the e-kick as the source. And the segment section here is using this shape for the sidechain ducking. Now let's hear it with the rest of instruments. So obviously the e-kick doesn't have any modulation happening, where this pad, this lead synth, and the bass are being ducked down on their master outputs. I could go into the segments and change the shape. I think it works quite well over here. And then I can take this depth dial and dial it back if I don't want as much sidechain happening. So there you go. That's how you can see how you can use your MSeg and this project section to take a typical task like sidechaining and take it to another level by using it as a global level where you can use this modulator to choose how many tracks you want to modulate on. So that's giving you an idea of the flexibility of MSegs and these new features in Bitwig 5. So that sums it up for the video series. I hope you have a much better idea now on the updates to Bitwig 5 and how you can use them in your productions and songs. The MSEGs are a super powerful feature, and as you can see, it really takes that modular environments of Bitwig as a DAW to another level. So if you enjoyed this video series and you want to know more about modular environments, mixing and editing, definitely check out some of the other titles on the Groove 3 platform.